Alright. Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you guys how to make a fresh caprese salad. We're going to do the stretching of the mozzarella, and I got some fresh tomatoes straight from Maine, some backyard farms, not that I'm promoting, but they are local and we are trying to cut the carbon footprint down. So I also did get some basil from Rhode Island, Providence, Rhode Island. I know you can't always get local stuff, but when you can, try to do it just to cut down the carbon footprint. So first we're going to do is get some fresh mozzarella curd. You can get this at your local maybe cheese shop, or just ask your local supermarket or anything like that. Get you some cheese curd. Obviously restaurant size, you'll get bulk like I just did for this session. What I'm doing right now is actually I'm breaking up the mozzarella curd. The more you break it up, the easier it's going to be for you once you actually put it in the water and it starts actually stretching out for you. Alright, so this is probably about 3 to 4 pounds. I'm probably going to use 2-3 pounds of it. Just to give you enough, maybe not that big, maybe a little smaller. I know my hands are big, but I don't want to, overdo it. All right, so as you see, I'm just pretty much just mangling it, just squishing as much as you can. Try breaking up the kernels, pretty much the basic what I'm trying to do here. All right, so that looks pretty smashed up, pretty mangled. As you can see, it's like a smooth. So now, once we do this, what I have behind me is actually salted water, boiling salted water. I'm going to take these off just because they're a little messed up. Salted boiling water is what I have behind me. So I'm going to pour that into the bowl, which I have right here. A lot of people tell me how salty, just think of ocean salt. Definitely not drinkable water. So when you pour the salt water in here, it's like so. Alright. Now, this is where the breaking up is going to help you, and you'll see. So I'm actually using a wooden spoon. I'm actually going to use the back of the wooden spoon. Now you see what I put in here, and you actually already start seeing it actually is already stretching. Now all these clumps and all this cheese curd is actually going to become one whole piece, and that's going to be the mozzarella. Alright, so you can see it's starting to stretch. And it's a little clumpy. There you go. Now you just start seeing it's combining a little more and getting more of the cheese combination. Alright. Now that's what I was telling you at the beginning. If the more you break it up, the easier it's going to be for you, as the stretching going to be smoother. If you don't, obviously you get more clumps, the longer it's going to take, and there's going to be more work. The other thing too is it's kind of like you have to be quick, but not too quick at the same time. You don't want to keep the cheese in the water for too long, because what it'll do is it'll create the opposite, or actually turn into more like rubberish result. Alright, so you can see it's already starting to combine. I'm stretching out the mozzarella. See how it's coming out nice and smooth? Alright, just keep doing that process. Alright, looking nice and smooth. Still a little clumps in there, so I'm still going to keep going. The other thing too, you can help it with your hand and your fingers if you like, and just stretch it out. I don't need to do this, I just let gravity take its course. You see it just does it by itself. Alright, so it's already started to combine all together, so I can see. And by the way, this is boiling hot water. As you can see the steam coming out. It is boiling water. So what you want to do is actually take boiling salted water in your cheese curd, and that's how you actually start the process of stretching of the mozzarella. Alright, so here we go. See how it started to be smooth? Nice and smooth. You can really stretch this out. There we go. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. Now we're cooking with Crisco. Alright, there you go. Looking good, looking good. A little bit more. Look at that. Nice and smooth. Okay, so now we're getting to the point of it's looking pretty good, pretty smooth, and I'm able to actually shape it. Alright, so I'm going to put that back down. What I'm going to get is actually some iced water, because the hot water starts the cooking process, the ice water stops the cooking process. Now again, this is boiling water, so there's two ways you can do this, or a couple ways you can do this actually. You can stick your hand in there if you're like me that have no more feelings in their fingers, you've been doing this for a while, or you can, opposite things, you can just take the cheese, dump it in the ice water, take it back out, you would mold it, or you can stick your hands in the ice water itself and do it back. Again, this is for your home, so as I said, don't have to use gloves because you're gonna eat this. If you like to, I'm gonna put my hands in here, take the cheese. It is boiling hot water, so I'm gonna break it. And in there. Again. So when you're doing this, you're gonna knead it from the bottom. As you can see, my fingers, I'm going from underneath it. Okay, that's a little hot. You can just dunk the whole thing in there. That's good enough. All right. So you don't want to braise it with your thumb and your fingers at the top, because you're not gonna get that smooth result. So what you're doing is you're gonna put it right between your thumb and your index finger, and you're gonna just pinch it into the ice water, and boom. So when you go to the supermarket and see the mozzarella in ice water, this is how it got there. The bocconcini, you can make a smaller one, smaller ball. You can do that one. You can go even smaller, depends how big your hands are. I'm gonna try to get as much as I can out of this guy. All right, let's do that. Now the other thing too is, I'm gonna show you guys, not that I have much practice, let me see if I can show you guys how to do a braid. I know you guys see the supermarket stuff like that, so I'm gonna show you guys how to try to do that. So take your mozzarella, cut in 3 slices, you can try to make a braid. Not that I have much practice, but you get the point. Now you just slid right there. Same thing, whatever shape you make it in, you put in the ice water so I can actually keep it shape. Now this is the basic of mozzarella. This is like, you say, you can't get a second floor unless you have the first floor. This is the base of mozzarella to combine any of the mozzarella products you have out there, like the ones with the seasoning, with the prosciutto wrapped around it, anything in those nature. This is where it starts. You have to start here. Now, today the caprese salad is pretty simple. It's not a really hard dish. Besides the stretching of the mozzarella, you saw that it wasn't that hard. Now what I'm going to take is, I'm going to take some tomatoes. I'm going to cut the ends off, just like so. Give it a couple of slices. Now you want to somewhat make them even. Same thickness as the tomatoes, same thickness as the cheese. Just so you can have unification on the plate. You don't want one thicker than one thinner than the other. It's just not gonna look good on the plate. All right, now I'm gonna get the little bottom piece off of here without cutting my finger off. Hopefully without cutting my finger off. All right. Another easy knife to use would be a serrated knife. That would be much easier to use with tomato. Now, the basil from Rhode Island. There's different ways on how to actually do your tomato. You can be lazy, and you can just put a little tree, a little stump or basil stump on top of your caprese salad. You can break it up into pieces. You get more aromatic, get more flavor, more of the sense of the basil. But what I like to do, I think it just looks better on the dish, is actually do a chiffonade. And a chiffonade, pretty much you take a couple of leaves of basil, lay them on top of each other, and then you just roll them. Simply just roll it, just like so. Now I'm going to clean the tomato juice out of there, out of the way for you. So just like this, and then you take your knife, alright, just like that. So pretty much what it does is it gives you a little, like sprinkle of love, I want to call it. Alright, so I'm going to clean this little table off. Clean up my mess. Okay, I'm going to show you guys how to do caprese salad. Alright, so put these to the side. Put these on the actual top of the dish. So now I'm going to take the fresh mozzarella out of the ice water here. Now you'll notice that this one is somewhat soft. It's because it's fresh. See how it's a little soft and wiggly? That's either soft or fresh. We just made it. I know the ones in the store are probably more rubberish, firmer feeling. That's because it's been in the water for a much longer time. Obviously this we just made it. All right, so I'm gonna cut. As I said, try to cut somewhat the same size as tomato. And you see the difference in the texture and the cheese once it's actually with the salted water and made into actual mozzarella. Mozzarella. All right. Now I know you can't taste it through the camera, but if you can taste this, mamma mia, eh? Fantastico. All right, so I'm gonna do mozzarella, tomato, mozzarella, tomato. More mozzarella. One more tomato. One more mozzarella. Okay? Maybe I'm overdoing it on the plate, but you get the point. Now again, we're gonna go with my chiffonade basil. That's the way I like it, just like that. Now, salt. Salt. A little bit of pepper. Like that. And then of course, gotta finish it off with some cretin olive oil. Be generous or not generous, depends how you like. This is your dish, so however you want to do it. Now what I have here is balsamic glaze, just to give it a nice little touch and flavor as well. Okay, like that. Clean the side of the plate. Trying not to mess up the plate, clean the plate. Okay, there you go. Freshly made caprese salad with fresh stretched mozzarella and local tomatoes with local basil. Good.
So, that was pretty dope.
Tastes